Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Hitting the Bars. It is the day after the national holiday of the world. We were all connected for one short moment, day after the Super Bowl, with Savvy Wavy One, Taylor Swift's number one girly. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I texted my dad today and I said, "Oh, how about Taylor Swift winning her first Super Bowl on her first try?" And everyone was laughing. He was like, "Whatever." Yeah. But literally, I never watched a Super Bowl, and this time I did. Had my Kindle with me during the actual game, but then I watched the commercials, and anytime I got a little snippet of my Swiftie girl. What about you? Did you like it?
I did, and it's going to be our number one headline, so I will savor it a little, but I got a confession. I screwed up. I was not able to fully watch it because I didn't realize I didn't have cable. So I went to go watch it, and then I completely forgot I've never had a cable package because I just have Apple TV, and I just will have I'll just have a subscription for a month. Whatever show I'm watching, I'll have just Hey You or Netflix, and whenever I've gone through that show, I cancel that subscription and get the next one. And I just this week, because of Vanderpump Rules, got Hey You. And because I finally am watching Succession, I got HBO. So I went above and beyond in spending this month, and I got 2 subscriptions. And then I realized when I went to go watch the Super Bowl, I would have to get a third. I'm like, I can't justify a third. I barely justified a second. So I was that person that I realized NFL on YouTube uploaded all highlights 2 minutes after they happened. So I was just refreshing on Twitter
and
YouTube. You know what? I was able to clean my house, and I just had to watch the highlights. All they posted, Usher, Taylor Swift, highlights of the game. It was kind of effective. No wasted time. But I did feel pretty darn lame.
That is funny, because you do know all you have to Google is where to watch the Super Bowl. And there are 3 different services that have 7-day free trials. I got Fubo, and it's 7-day free trial. Paramount Plus had a 7-day free trial, but that wasn't in my region. And there was something else, CBS TV or CBS Sports. So that's a very millennial thing for you not to research that.
No. I'm next level millennial because I've had all those subscriptions. So I'm past my 7-day. Like I said, I'm constantly getting and canceling subscriptions. So first of all, I'm in Canada, so we don't have half those. But we do have Paramount Plus. Who has had Paramount Plus to watch Yellowstone? This girl. Do you know what I mean? Who's had TSN? I've had them all. I've gone through it, and I couldn't be bothered to make a fake email. I was like, I'm just tired.
I was going to say fake email it out, but that's fair. Hey, if you got it done, you got it done.
I saw the highlights, so I missed the few little lame moments. I just got the gist of it. No wasted time. Efficient.
Yeah. There was Michael, he'd be watching it, and he'd be like, "Oh, Taylor Swift's on." Or he'd be like, "Taylor Swift's boyfriend, he's now playing." I'd be like, "Oh, okay, cool." But that was our go at it. But yeah, we'll wait to get into Super Bowl because I want to talk my next hot take, which is random. But
please tell.
I feel like I'm losing hair. My hair is thinning. And I don't know, I did just turn 29, but I've just noticed it. And I literally woke up and was like, oh. And I actually have a scar in my hairline because I was hit with a baseball bat with my brother when I was a kid, classic, and had stitches and everything. So I always thought it was that, but I don't know, I noticed. And I don't know. I literally went on TikTok and I looked up all these remedies. And so I'm starting to wash my hair more. I'm literally saying goodbye to the blonde, and I'm dyeing it to my natural color.
Nice, and love.
I'm going to try a 4-step oil routine. A hair mask.
Know.
I'll let you know because it's not really a hot take, but I'm so fucking tired of my hair looking thin. But, also my friend, she was like, "Hey, do you want to get your hair done? My hairstylist is going to be here and she gets extensions." And I was like, "No, it's okay. I don't hide it. you either need to fix the problem, don't just get extensions, right?
Yeah.
And she had me this close to getting them.
Oh,
You used to have them. Did you like them?
That's what ruined no, that's why I lost all my hair. Remember? Like, I don't know if you followed my hair growth journey, but when I took out my hair extensions, they had ruined my hair and just like patches and all that.
What ones did you have?
I had like I went to a place that specialized in hair loss, but the problem was like, there's only so much you can do. You're pulling your hair into like a slick back bun, into a ponytail, like even the most undamaged one, it's still something pulling at your hair. Actually, that was what I was going to pop in. Do you wear slick back buns?
Yes, not often because I feel like I don't look that good in them.
Okay, because I was going to be like, I also am like worried sometimes, like we're all in these like tight slick back looks, and that's so hard on your hair. So I was like, ooh, I know some girls have experienced that. So that was where my mind went. But yeah,
what kind of hair extensions did you have?
They were the I forget. It's been oh my god, it's almost been 5 years since I got them.
Hand tied, tape-ins.
They weren't tape-ins. They were like these. They're designed for people with hair loss. Like they're these like little like rubbery. Oh my god, I'm gonna butcher it. I can't remember. I'll look up
and
what
they
their name.
Still damage your hair.
So don't like. Once again, it's one of those. If you want, there's ones that will least damage your hair. But if your problem is you're trying to get thicker hair, I'd say try and get your thicker hair naturally. And then add some extensions for fun, because you're kind of just it. You know what I mean? It's like not a professional, but from my own experience, you're having something that pulling on your hair while you're trying to regrow your hair. I'm like, and how do you even know your hair is growing again if you have the extension? So I'd say just try for a few months. And then if you don't see any promise in a few months, then get the extensions.
Yeah. TikTok, show me your ways. And also I was talking to my friend and I was like, I can't be the only girl that watched Hannah Montana and thought hair goals, or Pretty Little Liars and thought hair goals. I bet my hair looks like that. And it didn't, because they had extensions in.
Yep.
But when you're a kid, Wizards of Waverly Place, Selena Gomez, hair extensions. No, I was over here thinking, my hair, why doesn't it look that way? It was all fake hair. Disney Channel lied to us. They all had extensions.
It's so true. And then like, for example, like I can grow my hair long and I just can't get it super, super thick. And then I remember just being like, why is it? And like you said, all those people with long, thick hair, some people are genetically blessed, but a lot online, hair extensions.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, what's your next hot take?
My hot take, I kind of had two, and I'm just going to say one right now. Social media is making us all broke. And this isn't groundbreaking. I cannot go on Instagram right now. I cannot go on TikTok. Like I have to be so careful, because as soon as I go on, even when I'm mindful of it, I open a shopping cart 5 minutes later, because the ads, influencers are convincing me I need to buy these things. It's like I'm exhausted by the amount of mental capacity I waste thinking about what I should be buying and how much it'll improve my life. Like I can't be bothered by it. I can't follow anyone that's not my friend right now. And I'm just, this is a personal thing. I'm not hating on people that are influencers, or I love products. I do love a product, but like right now I'm like, I'm vulnerable right now. I'm like, I can't be told I need this other thing that I will convince myself I need and then stress about money. And I'm just convinced social media is making us all broke and we're stressed. So we try and buy more to overcompensate, to get rid of the stress, because that product will make us happy. And it's this vicious cycle. And I'm broken. That's my
I agree with that
take.
Statement. As I tell you, I bought a 4-step oil routine from TikTok.
You what?
Don't get me started on the Super Bowl swag. Karma is the guy on the Chiefs coming straight home. I tried to order that sweatshirt 4 times. Well, thank God it didn't ship to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have gotten them all. So I feel you on that.
We all need a break. I don't know what it is, but like I just can't. Like I open social media right now and I have a visceral response. I'm like, no, I'm gonna be attacked. Like I feel attacked right now. Especially TikTok.
Fair.
Like TikTok used to be the safe one. Like Instagram, I go on Instagram being like, okay, they're gonna sell me an ad. I'm gonna see a really pretty girl with a cute outfit, and I'm gonna try and buy it. I'm aware of that. TikTok was like, here's my degenerates. It's a shopping app now. It's you go. I'm like, everything is an aesthetic. Everything is a new outfit. This is in. This is out. Buy this. Swipe up. This link. TikTok. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Like, sit down, Keltie. Sit down.
I'm cutting all my. I'm just. I don't know what. I don't know the answer. I just need a break.
Respect. I feel you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with that being said, on money spending, my other hot take is coffee should not cost more than $5. It has gotten outlandish how like literally a latte is over $10. Like, don't even think about adding the flavor, specialty milk, maybe an added shot. And I just think that's ridiculous. When I did a little staycation with Michael and we were in this cute surf town where everything was like, literally coffee was $4. A latte was $4. And I was like, I forgot about this. And they're just like these little shacks that have cute little coffee, you know, barista things. And I'm just over here like, why is it so normal? Someone DM me being like, America could never. And I'm like, literally could never, because everything. It used to be an Americano was the cheapest thing. No way. Yeah.
There's just, and heaven forbid you pick, like, what's also the discrimination in milk? I was like, what's with this? It should be just one. It should just be included, not all these different prices. And once again, I'm overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed by everything.
Also, how I view milk with coffee when I go out to eat, whatever. I don't want a fucking almond milk latte. I don't want an oat milk latte. I want whole milk because I'm not going to make it at home. Like, of course, when I make coffee at home, I put a little skimpy almond milk. No, if I'm going out to like have a cup of coffee, I want it delicious, sugary. Like, it's just, life is too short to just be like, oh, milk is bad for you, when like, okay, there's lactose intolerant people, don't get me wrong, but I'm not one of those, and I'm gonna live my life. And they always, the barista judges you. I'm not kidding you. They will be like, normal milk, whole milk, and I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, no soy, no almond, no oat, no cashew, no hemp. I'm like, no, give me cow's milk.
I feel that's America problem, because I will say, in most of Canada, no issues. Like, you're in Alberta, you just say latte, you don't give any, just, they'll be like, okay, cow. You're in Europe, you just say cappuccino. Like, that's a very, America has shot itself in the foot there. And Vancouver and Toronto, I will include that. It's like, oh, like sometimes I'll say like cappuccino, and then they'll still, I've had that happen. I've ordered a cappuccino and it still gets rung in oat. Like, they assume it was an oat cappuccino. And I was like, you know what? I get it. Judge me. I'm the stereotype that would order an oat milk cappuccino. But it is funny that like that's the default in like major cities.
Yeah. One look at your blonde hair and they're like, she's an oat milk girl.
Definitely. Well, then,
should we get into today's topics? Oh, sorry, were you going to say something?
One hot take, which is going to lead into our topics. And I have an unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion. I hope Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce go into hiding for like 3 months and we don't see them. Hot take now. Hear me out.
Why?
We're going to talk about it. We're going to recap the Super Bowl. I'm going to leave one thing. They both hit epitome human. They won life yesterday. They won it. She won the Grammys. #1 most popular girl on earth, best-selling tour of all time, is in love with the man who just won the Super Bowl. Flip side, Travis Kelce is in love dating his celebrity crush, just won the Super Bowl. Like, they both, when they hugged, I was like, oh, that is the happiest moment that is the American dream on steroids. No one's ever going to beat that moment. And I'm almost worried for them. I'm like, they're so perfect, high, loved. And I'm like, just go away for a little bit. Just go away, hide, enjoy it. And I'm just like, they're at the peak of the mountain and I don't want them to fall off. So I'm like, maybe just go enjoy, just bask in the love of it. And I'm just, there is my hot take.
Well, did you see that like people were bullying her from the Grammys?
Were they?
Yeah, they were on social media. People were like canceling her, but they just, no. You got to be in TikTok culture to see this. But it basically was just them saying like, just really like rude things about how she acts, or like she didn't hug Celine Dion, or I don't know. The
Oh
girl
yeah,
like
I
can't
saw
blink
that
without
stuff.
people hating her. But it got like to where people were making comments being like, oh my God, don't cancel her again. So she hides. But it's just funny because once like this happened, that all went away. Like that's how fleeting our society is, and how social media, it's like on to the next. Where like before, yeah, I'm sure tabloids would like, you know, milk that comment for like a month or whatever, where now it's like on to the next thing. Who did the next thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
you know
very
what?
true.
Us
That's
Swifties,
true.
we don't forget. We don't forget.
And that's why I was like, I'm like, she fell once, and I never want that for her for again. So I was like, just bask in this moment. Bask in this moment. Just go on a little vacation, just them two. You know what I mean? I want that epitome, that them kissing at the Super Bowl. I want that being our last memory for a few months. And just
So cute.
It was perfect. Which actually, let's jump into it. Recap the Super Bowl.
Let's do it.
And the kiss that healed the world. Number 1, Taylor Swift chugging the beer. Do you think it was beer? I was like, what do you think it was that she was chugging? If you had to guess.
I have no idea. Water. No, I have no idea, actually. My question is, how do you go from performing in Tokyo? That girl hopped onto her private jet, literally in her last outfit, like that she performed in, like didn't even change to go to the Super Bowl. How are you not like so jet lagged? How are you drinking alcohol? That was my question.
See, I think that's, when you hear about like the wealthy live a different life than us, I think it's one of those, because it's like, oh, how's she so jet lagged? She's got a Tempur-Pedic mattress in that. You know what I mean? She did her full skincare. She probably hopped on the plane, but then she could change, redo her makeup, have a nice sleep. Someone had food waiting for her. I was like, I think she's okay.
Any of us would look so haggard if we even just attended that concert and then flew to the Super Bowl, and she just comes out fresh-faced, dewy, ready to party with her besties, Blake Lively, Ice Spice, and just it's like she's the new Michael Jackson in the sense where like things just don't add up sometimes.
Just money.
Money.
Like, if I were her, I would sit there, I'd come off, I'd have someone else take my makeup off for me, I'd have a massage, like cold ice cube me to just depuff me on this plane. I'd have one of those like compression outfits. I'd be massaged the whole time, sleep, wake up, someone's doing my makeup and hair. Like versus us,
absolutely,
it's doing my makeup in the airport bathroom if I'm lucky, and sleeping in economy.
She gives us inspiration. Also, side note, I've been a big follower of Alex Earl lately.
Yeah,
I just think she's cute. I'm late to the train, but I loved watching. So she went to the Super Bowl, and she would always record her get readies with me. Now she has like a glam squad, but she was so good at like posting at real time. So it's like kind of fun highlights for girls to see like what she's actually doing, not like waiting a week to post or a couple days. She's like literally doing it. And that's like, I listened to one of her podcasts. That's like how she grew her following so well, was she's like in real time she posts. And so I feel like they're with her as like a FaceTime. But it was so fascinating to like watch the whole Super Bowl shindig from like, this influencer that got invited to all these parties. And like one of the things she was like, oh yeah, last year I remember I was like too dead to go back out. And I'm like, you went to the Super Bowl twice in 2 years? Like the Super Bowl, it's like, I think minimum $3,000 a ticket to like sit in the worst seat. I was just like, wow, whole new fame right there. Like, how was she not in a Super Bowl commercial? That's my question.
She's kind of been the it girl for almost 2 years now. So I feel last year she could have got a free ticket, and also that girl is making bank. And she comes from a family that has money, so it's like and not to, like, I love her, so it's just one of those like, it's not surprising she's been to the Super Bowl multiple times. It's more I'm like,
I would just love to know.
When I think of who's at the Super Bowl, I'd be like Alex Earl, number one villain. She's like literally. There's Taylor Swift, and then there's Alex Earl, and for keeping the girlies care about the Super Bowl, like her and Braxton. I'm like, I'm intrigued by the NFL this year just to see Alex Earl's outfit. I'm fascinated. I love, she's a sweetie.
And she just makes like her everything just looks so good on her. But I did see Addison Rae was in a Super Bowl commercial, And in my head, I was like, how are you in one? And Alex Gurley over here is not in one. That's my question. Like,
true. Someone dropped the ball.
Someone dropped the ball. Like, that girl has been the it girl, but this is also the it girl. I don't know. I'm on my Alex Earl kick. She's cute.
Yeah, I will say that's why she is Alex Earl. I love her. But actually, I'm going to jump ahead to one of the things, halftime show / commercial. I have one thought. The commercials sucked. I thrive on like the Super Bowl commercials. Like there's some that are ingrained in my head. They're so funny. And I feel brands are so scared of being canceled or things misinterpreted or rocking the boat that all they did was like classic funny joke with a lot of celebrity. They just were like celebrity, which is fine. But you know what I mean? Like that was why like some Super Bowl commercials are a little bit like, I just think of the ones that you remember, like they were a little controversial. Like Apple's done a couple in the past, like Steve Jobs and those. So there's ones that are like embedded in culture, and everyone's so scared that I'm like, oh, they're so predictable. So I say big L for Super Bowl commercials this year. What about you?
I agree with that. I thought that they played it safe. I said the same thing to Michael. I thought Super Bowl commercials were funny. It was like sad commercials. It was like really depressing. And then like, also, did you notice Jesus had a lot of them? Like 30 seconds on air is 7 million. You have to pay 7 million for 30 seconds. Yeah. How is Jesus, like a nonprofit organization, paying for all of these commercials? Also, Temu, TEMU had a million commercials, like to where it was a joke on Twitter that like Travis Kelce's like yelling at the coach, like another Temu commercial. Like just sometimes I'm baffled. And like, that's not even paying the actors. But I do, Michael's like, at the end of the day, actors are sellouts. I'm like, or they view it as like an honor that like somebody cares enough for their name to be in a Super Bowl commercial and thinks it'll profit, you know? So I liked the Suits ones. Yeah.
Okay, it's funny you said that. I was like, what I was mad about is like marketing. I was like, there's so many good people at making memes, little Gen Zs that are in on the culture, millennials that go to these marketing they just had to be with the culture. Like that's why Super Bowl commercials are so good. They're just like with the culture. So I felt the one with Suits. I was like, that was someone who's been listening this year. That Suits had like, let's get the Suits people. Like that's like the bare minimum of what I expect in a Super Bowl commercial. It's like, don't just get Bradley Cooper. We've seen it. Okay, Bradley Cooper. Yeah. Great. I want to see Suits. I'm like, that was 2023, 2024. So actually, I feel that I wanted more Suits, less, let's just get every celebrity and have them do a pun.
A pun. Yeah. No, I agree.
Just a lot of puns.
No, there wasn't anybody. Also, so are football players not allowed to be in it? Like Tom Brady, he's retired. But I felt like I didn't see anybody. I don't know why. I thought everybody was saying Travis Kelce and Taylor were going to have one.
Honestly, I feel their mind is just not there. There's always commercials like afterwards. Like there's already ones about like they won. So I think it's kind of like they don't know how the game's going. So I think it's kind of like a little bit risky. Like you'd almost have to film two. I wonder if that's what it is, if there's an actual rule or their mind is like, we don't know where the game is and this might be completely out of context with it. So I bet you it's like that. Like they'd have to film the Chiefs are winning or the 49ers are winning at that time for it to make sense. But
that's a good point.
I'm just shitballing.
Yeah.
And speaking of shitballing, go on.
Oh, go for it.
I was going to say, what are your thoughts on Travis Kelce pushing the coach?
That's what I was just going to bring up. I don't know. I don't mean this in a mean way. I'm sure he's a very nice guy. He gives me the ick. It's like it's not my thing. I'm really not into like men that are like him. Like the full on beard with the football die hard and like he seems like a lot older than he is as well. Like his body's like I just feel like he's been through it in football to where I don't know. So watching him lash out, I don't like that. I don't know. I don't like when like men are really aggressive at all. So like literally if Michael even raises his voice, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I just don't like that violence, tension. I don't know. So I just was like, ew, ick. What did you think?
Fair. Well, I instantly was like, okay, the media's going to blow this out of proportion. And it could be him being an asshole. And like you said, the ick and just being like, oh, this cute old man. But I'm like, I know men. I know football. I was raised by a footballer. I did a hockey player, like two very contact sports. I've dated a football player. I'm like, that's how they communicate. And this sounds so bad, but like it's one of those that like taken out of context, just seeing it once, but then you realize like that's just like the heat of the moment. They're all like in this, they're like brothers, they're fighting like da 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 da. And that's just like how they're all communicating. Like even after the game, the coach was like, no, he keeps me young. He just caught me off balance. So it looks so bad, but it's just kind of like those are the things they do to each other. And he just happened to be in this moment being like, oh, Travis is there. But like had him been facing Travis, he would have been giving that same energy back to Travis. See what I mean? Like it's a weird, Travis just came at the angle, but had the coach seen him, the coach would have been like hand in face, you know this, you know what I mean? And like, I'm not saying it's right, but like I think it made it look like Travis Kelce was like, oh, I'm pushing over this cute little old man. And I was like, had the old man known, Travis Kelce would have been the one getting reamed out. You know what I mean? So I think it's like cultural, that's just contact sports. And like I think tensions are high in those pressure situations like that. I'm not going to promote anyone kicking all man, but just hearing the coach at the end, I was like, hey, I'm not going to place judgments till I hear from him. But the fact the coach was like, that's just me and Travis' relationship. He keeps me young and he caught me off footing and he laughed at it. So I just thought I haven't seen many people promote that. It's just all the push. So I'm like, I'm here just journalist integrity, both sides of the story.
Yeah, you do you. I mean, I'm sure it's really mean that I say that about him, but I'm like, I don't know. I've tried. I think they're really cute together, but I'm like, honey boo, I don't see it. But also, what did you think of the Viva Las Vegas?
Oh, I just saw the clip of it. I was like, you know what? It is what it is.
Nothing better than them like panning to Taylor Swift's face and she's just like, He's
definitely cringe. Like you can't deny the fact that he is, but like that's why I kind of love it because she's only dated these like, oh, life's so serious.
True.
Art and everything's so well spoken and has meaning. And that's why I kind of love it because he's so like bold and obnoxious and just outgoing and just be like, yeah, Vegas. Like I kind of love it because it's like what she's never had. So like the more obnoxious and lame he is, the more I kind of love it for her.
That's true. Maybe she was like, I can't have them this deep. Maybe Travis is just like a simple man where he like treats her really well and loves his sport and family. Did you see the after party videos?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, they're so cute. It's like, I don't know how. So they had like this Chiefs after party. It's like in a club. And like Taylor Swift is just like freaking in the crowd in this club. And in my head, I'm like, how is that safe for her? She's like one of the most loved people in the world right now. And she's just clubbing with normal humans. Well, they're probably not normal, but like it's this huge club. Yeah. And like she's just dancing in like this mosh pit of people. Yeah. And like they play her music. And like she's like pointing to Travis, like you belong with me, or like they're kissing to love story. It was so darn cute. But I was just worried
about them.
She's just like us, but I'm very worried for her safety. She must have had so many undercover bodyguards near her. Like,
I think it's one of those things that seems unsafe until you suddenly realize like everyone in that bubble around her has been given the okay, and she's just surrounded. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think it's, and at the end of the day, I've been out at nightclubs when you're with a sports team. She doesn't even need security. She's with the most strong tacklers in the entire world within like like she's so safe. Like you think someone's going to hurt her with Travis Kelce next to her? She's got 50 bodyguards. Like she could not be more safe. Like she's good.
I don't know.
She's
it's
good.
America. America's wild. But
true. But
I was thinking like how probably fun it is for her to feel normal. And like, when was the last time she went to a club like that and like blended in, right? Like obviously people are recording her still, but it's like, that's got to feel nice. Or even like, dancing to other people's music. Or I was thinking, I saw they like panned like Post Malone, Beyonce, all these celebrities, these huge names watching this football game. And I'm like, do you think they're like, oh, so this is what it looks like up here when I perform?
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's kind of cool for them. Like euphoric in a way, or like a out of body experience, because like you were the it person and you're for once seeing, you have these, you know, suites that may be a little nosebleedy because they're suites, they always are, and like you get to see from the perspective of someone that purchases your concert ticket and watches you from the nosebleeds. That's kind of cool.
I guess. Or it's like, I don't know, because I could also see the reverse of like they were kids, grew up watching these celebrities, and you know what I mean? They maybe think of it like different way, like I think it would just depend on the person, because it was like that they spent their whole life in the nosebleeds looking at these artists they look up to. So I wonder, I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true. I don't know. I would love to ask one of them.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, I'll call Post Malone for you and get him on.
He's gonna be on Taylor Swift's new album.
Yeah.
The Tortured Poets Society or Department. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. I love Posty.
It's coming. Oh, so good. I have a theory that he's the most loved human on earth, but that's for another time.
I get that. He gives me brother vibes. He makes me want to like just like hug him. Like he seems very misunderstood.
I feel he just feels like everyone, like, who doesn't like Post Malone? I just feel like just a good guy. A good guy.
Good guy.
So we're going to finish off with one last little comment on the Super Bowl and then go on to our next thing. We got to talk. The hug and the kiss at the end that I say healed the world. That like moment of them, they won. That's why I was like, I can't imagine anything happier than that moment. The two of them.
Yeah.
And they just like hugged for like 2 minutes. Like,
I'm not going to lie though.
Cute.
The past one was better for us spectators, because you get to hear what she says to him. This one,
true.
It's just a hug, but it is cute.
Okay.
It's just, that was a good game. Like they went into overtime. Like it was a good game. There was no like, you know, what is it? Like when the person's really up and the person's really down. What's that called?
A blowout. There's nothing worse than a Super Bowl that like, 2 quarters in and you're like, oh yeah, they're winning. And like, how'd you even stay to watch? You're like, you feel entitled to, because it's a Super Bowl. This whole time, like everyone was on. I did love seeing everyone just like on the edge of their seats, like those cam shots. Amazing.
Yeah. The sport gossipers did a great job of commentating.
Well done. Clap, 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 clap.
Clap, clap.
Well, now we're going to tie a bow on the chapter that was Super Bowl 2023 and 2024 and go into someone that could have performed there into our next headline. And that is the week before the Grammys, Miley Cyrus's arms.
Oh wait, we didn't even talk about Usher.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. Reverse score.
No, we don't even need to cover it. Honestly, it was cool. It was great for millennials. Wasn't like I'm not gonna lie, I was hoping Justin Bieber came out or Taylor Swift. So like I do love Usher. He looked like he was having a blast, and I love when someone actually doesn't take it that serious and just has fun with it and smiles. That's all I got to say. Okay. Poor Usher. He needs something.
We forget, like, everyone forgets how big of a deal Usher is. Like, at first when he got announced, I was like, oh, Usher, not weird, but like, not first thought. And then when he starts singing, you're like, oh no, banger, 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 banger.
Iconic.
Hit. So we forget how big of a deal Usher really is. I'm like,
yeah. Okay, sorry. On to the next.
Speaking of another banger, Miley Cyrus's arms at the Grammys broke the internet. I love when you see a celebrity that just looks fit. I was like, this girl has been putting in the reps. She's lifted some weights up. And just, you know what I mean? Just looks strong. Like she looked like powerful up there. And I absolutely love seeing that.
Yeah, I agree. She looked fabulous. Her outfit was fabulous.
Oh, perfection.
Like, I just feel like she's returned back to Miley that we know. And I really like it. Like she kind of went crazy for a while. Still supported her. Still loved her. But this is like the OG Miley of like the brown hair with the just having fun. She's like dancing, so stoked she got her first Grammy, but the arms, everybody was raving about the arms. Do you think that girl even realized she would break the internet with her arms?
Probably not. She's probably just looked in the mirror and is like, I feel we're all guilty, and I could be wrong, but I never look in the mirror and I'm like, your arms. You're just like, I feel good today. Like she probably looked at the whole thing, and you just never know what society is going to fixate on. And today it was her arms.
Yeah, her abs look great too. Everything.
That's why I was like, I don't think she was just like, oh, my arms. She was like, my arms, my abs, my hair, my body, my outfit. She's probably just feeling herself, which I love to hear.
Do you think like Liam Hemsworth like cringes that like she won a Grammy based on a song about kind of why she doesn't even want him? Like you got to think they have to feel some sort of way to be the muse of it in a negative, like, oh, I can buy myself flowers. I'll hold my own hand. Yeah. Like it's so funny. And then she threw in like I didn't want to leave, but I did. Yeah. Like shoot, icon. I love it for her, but I've always wondered the person that's like it's about. Are you like, oh, this is a banger, or are you like, oh hell yeah, that song's about me, or are you like, I'm gonna hide?
I think it depends on the breakup and the person. Because I just think of myself after a breakup. If someone wrote a song about me, some breakups, I'd be like, you are so obsessed with me. And I have so much power over you that you had to write a song about. Oh my God, my ego. But then on the flip side, sometimes I'd be like, it really hurt. So it really just depends on the breakup, depends on the, like some people, if they wrote a song about me, I'd be hurt. Others, I'd be like, haha, sucker. So
well, if you think about it though, like she really profited from this breakup. He didn't. Mm-hmm. He like kind of got dragged through the mud a little bit with like conspiracies of cheating and stuff. Like he didn't land any movie deals because of this. She won the Grammys. Like
I guess. But then winning. I guess I would also debate because he kind of after like he's been hiding like since their wedding. Like I wonder if he's like, I have no desire to be in this Hollywood scene anymore. So I wonder if he's even like phased by it. He's just like, yeah, I don't check social media. I'm not in the Hollywood scene. Like good. I don't want to be part of it. So it could be one of two ways. He could be sit there like bitter and angry, or he could just been like, thank God I'm out of that scene. I don't know what it is. We'll never know.
That reminds me, I need to rewatch the last song. Iconic. Ooh. I love that. Also on Grammys, I feel like you don't see this because you're not on social media, but Taylor Swift, first off, I'm going to tell you something. That girl will stand up and cheer and sing for everybody. And then she announces her Poets Society new album. And like the faces of these people were so unamused. Like, here she goes again. And I get it. Like, it's like the teacher's pet. I get it. But it's like so rude that she's so supportive of everyone else. But she was singing Olivia Rodrigo, allegedly, like everyone thinks Vampire is about Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift sued her and everything and stopped being friends with her. And like she was singing the whole song. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. But you got to wonder, once again, I want to be in these celebrities' brains. Yeah. Are you like, do you think this is about me? Or are you like, oh shit, this definitely is? Or maybe Olivia didn't even write it, right? Not a lot of them write their own songs.
True. You never know. You never know. And I think you're saying about celebrities
we need Taylor Swift
trying to we'll call her up. Post Malone next week, Taylor Swift week after. Got you guys.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
Like, I will say there's a lot of celebrities I feel like they're so scared of not looking cool, and like they're in the I'd be so scared to look like an idiot amongst the biggest celebrities in the world. So I feel a lot of them are like, no one wants to be like, yeah, Taylor. But on the flip side, Taylor is the coolest human on earth, most popular, so she's kind of in the like whatever I do goes. So I think she's had that light bulb the last few months of like, I'm just gonna live my life, like no one can stop me. So it's not like anyone's gonna be like, oh, Taylor Swift, so lame. It's Taylor Swift. Do you know what I mean? So I feel she has that power versus everyone sitting there and be like, do we cheer? Do we clap? Do we get excited? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think they're all in their own heads and she's just living her best life.
Yeah, I agree.
And speaking of living her best life, shall I rapid fire how Miley Cyrus got her arms? And maybe you can comment because you have recently become a Pilates girl, which I want to hear about. But if you've wondered how Miley Cyrus got the body, the fitness queen she is. 1, she's been doing regular Pilates since 2012. She even has her own studio in her house. If you want to see the workout, go on YouTube, go Miley Cyrus, Workout 2020. She live streamed one of them. 3, she's also been a long-time yogi, and she likes an athletic form of yoga called Astanga. I pronounced that wrong. Now, this I liked and thought you would like. 4, just like Taylor Swift, she likes singing while running on the treadmill. And I think that's actually something a lot of celebrities do, like singers, is they try and do like high cardio exercises while singing. Because that's the thing that blows my mind about singers, is how they're not out of breath belting those while doing intense dancing, which leads me to number 5, vocal exercises. 6, she also just like is an active girly. She likes kayaking on vacation, going for hikes in LA. She also stays active by having animals, 2 mini horses, 7 dogs, 3 cats. And last, something always forgotten about, how often singers are just spent time dancing, rehearsals, just going over their dances they're going to perform, which is athletic in themselves. But I think I like seeing about Miley is whenever I see someone who has like perfect arms or something, you think it's this very like structured bodybuilding routine. And it's like, there's this and every week and this. And like often enough, someone who's there, it's very like balanced. It's like does Pilates, just stays very active, works out a lot by dancing. It seems it's just like I love when I see a girl who just genuinely likes an active life and isn't this strict, many sets, follows all this. She's just an active girly, and I love that.
I agree. If there's one thing I've learned about fitness in my fitness career, it's never that deep.
No.
The people that are just so fucking intense about everything, it's like, I get it. We all have that phase, but like, get over that phase. I get it. Because like, I used to have the worst anxiety if like I skipped a day at the gym. I used to like beat myself up. I would do all these crazy rules. And then now I'm like, why? Like all to look a certain way. I understand that to an extent, but at the end of the day, it doesn't solve problems. I still have the same insecurities. I still feel the same way. So why don't I try and learn it in a healthy way where I actually appreciate my body and what it does for me? Because a lot of times we take that for granted. And you know, we complain about things where I'm like, we're strong, we're healthy. We're fortunate to be able to work out. And even when I had posted, I like just did this fun, like Miley Cyrus Pilates reel where I like went to Pilates, kind of looked into it. A lot of people, you know, I touch on its genetics and I don't touch on body composition, but that's like quite self-explanatory. Okay. Like obviously there's a body fat percentage that goes into that. And people were kind of saying like, well, you don't really highlight this as much. And I'm like, at the end of the day, to get that type of look, it is a certain workout that you do. Like if you're freaking bench pressing progressive overload, you're not going to look like quote unquote that type of, you know, lean muscle mass. Like it's gonna build your shoulders in a different way. So it was just kind of interesting that it's like, she probably does a well-rounded set, but sometimes people just think, oh, this equals heavy lifting or whatever it may be. And I'm like, no, it doesn't always equal that. And depending on your genetics, like I know if I lift really heavy, I put like an insane muscle mass on my upper body. Like I will be fucking yoked. And like, so I do higher reps, you know, with lower weight. So it's just like figuring out what works for your body. But it is interesting, like Pilates does in certain techniques, it will form it to an extent, right? Like there's a lot of things that go into it.
Exactly. And it all comes down to progressive overload when you want to build muscle, and Pilates is that. Like you're just adding more resistance, and you can do that with dumbbells or kettlebells if you prefer it. I feel the nice thing about Pilates is it just puts you in a bit better of like a position, but then once again, it's expensive. So if you're like, I can't afford it, she probably could have gotten those arms a lot faster had she just weightlifted, not done Pilates. Like you said, she's been doing it for 10 years. So like technically if your biggest goal is just to get like jacked arms, you know what? Just you can do it in fast enough time, but you might not be as mobile, you might not get posture. Like that's why it all works together. And it's like, what is important to you? Like for me, when I wanted to put on muscle, and like biggest thing for the longest time in the early like 2010s was having the biggest butt. And I have to put in so much. I have to eat so much. I have to lift so much. My volume has to be so much. I have to just to grow an inch and to have to buy a new wardrobe. And like, it's not worth it. Like it's not like we're genetics. On the flip side, it's good to be strong. And I've had that, like, I don't care about muscle, but I do care about strength because that's going to help me live a longer, healthier life. And I do like that Pilates makes me feel good. Like I leave a Pilates feeling like aligned. My posture is balanced. Like it's just one option. Like neither is right or wrong. But like you said, it doesn't have to be as hardcore as we think it is. Like it's crazy how little of a difference my body looks each year from like the years I'm super hardcore to the years I'm not. Like it's different, but it's not like you don't have to kill yourself. And it's how you feel at the end of the day, as cheesy as that sounds.
Yeah. And just how you want to spend your time.
Yeah. I don't want to spend that much time just lifting weights. For what?
No.
Like,
yeah.
A little bit, but I mean, like, I used to want to spend hours every day. I'm like, oh, it's a lot better use of time, unless you're trying to go and be the next Mr. Olympia.
True.
But we're not.
Priorities. Yeah. All right, what's next on our agenda?
So I saw 2 little trends that Vogue is predicting for 2024, and I want to know your thoughts. Number 1, supplement cycling. I don't know if I agree with this one, but I kind of like the thought. And the idea is, every day we have our supplement routine. We use it every day. Consistency, whatever. And their thought is you cycle through it. So you're like, oh, I'm only going to take my probiotics when my stomach's a little upset. Or yada, yada, yada. Insert. What you only take the supplement when you feel you have the need for that specific supplement. And I don't agree for myself personally. I like that concept because then you're not just peeing out things. But I need to be consistent. I need it to be a habit that I take every day. Otherwise, I won't take it till I'm miserable. Like I won't be like, oh, I'm a little moody. Oh, I haven't seen sun. Time to take vitamin D. Or like my skin's a little rough. Ooh, time to take vitamin C. I don't think like that. I'm like 10 months deep into like a depression. And so I'm like, oh, maybe you should supplement some vitamin D. Like I don't work that way. What about you?
I don't know. I can see, so they're essentially saying just cycle off and on depending on what it is. Like don't consistently
or only take
it
when you have the symptoms that you need it kind of thing. Like, or cycle throughout the months, and which I don't mind. Like I don't take vitamin D in the summer kind of thing. That I like. But
I think I supplement cycle without even realizing it because I'll go through phases where I love protein shakes. I'll go through phases where I love electrolytes, especially with when I was sauna and working out twice a day. I was actually having like eye twitches and things like that. That like once I researched it, I was deficient in certain vitamins and electrolytes. So once I got electrolytes, haven't had a problem since, right? So like knock on wood. But like that, I've pretty much kept up with my electrolytes every single day because I'm so nervous of the twitching coming back. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm currently like, we work with a naturopath at this moment and I'm sticking with it for 3 months and she's actually cycling us. So just different types of peptides or even just vitamins, whatever she really recommends. That's like for longevity. That's what we're doing. Even to like, we have mold exposure, brain fog. She's like, prescribing what she thinks would be good for us. But she said it's a 3-month cycle.
See,
so it's kind of
intrigues me. Like I thought they were gonna like sync it to our cycles. I was like, that I don't have the time, the mental capacity to think about it. But I kind of like the idea of like, it's your time of the month. You might need a bit more iron, like stuff like that. Makes sense. But see, I was like, ooh, that. But that also, I feel you have to have so much time and money. You have to have Taylor Swift money and someone testing your blood and telling you, I couldn't be bothered, but I like it in theory. But like I said,
absolutely.
I have to do it every day. Otherwise, it just doesn't happen. I'm like that. Yeah. Second, would love to know if you tried this. This is a new tech. I've never seen this. This could be a thing. It could not. This might be the Vision Pro of Pilates girlies. But Reformer RX, the world's first digitally connected Pilates machine. So think of like Peloton. You got the screen. It's all but for Reformer. So you could take their quote unquote, you could take Jennifer Aniston's trainers on there and stuff like this. And I'm like, I mean, I love this, but also I'm like, I kind of like that about Pilates. It's the one machine that there's no tech. I'm not on my phone. It's kind of like a nice little break from it. So I'm like, ooh, do we want this? Do we want this? I don't know. What's your thoughts?
No, I agree. I mean, I've been getting into Reformer where I go once a week and I also like the hands-on. Like I feel like my teacher's really hands-on where she'll correct my form, or like I'm bad with mobility. She'll like push me to be better with it, or be like, hey, you're actually doing this wrong. And I'm like, oh shit, I had no idea. Right. So like, I think you might lose that when you're just watching a screen, because you could be doing something completely wrong. And with the reformer, it's super easy to like hurt yourself because you're constantly like putting on springs. If you have bad posture or even just like a bad form, I feel like you could injure yourself easily. So I don't know. I'm not really into the idea of it. I think I would stick to, I think it's special once a week. I go with my girlfriends. It's like my little treat instead of a gym membership. That's what I have. So it's like fun. Yeah. So is it like is it out yet? Like, can people buy it?
I think
or is it like a prototype?
No, it's like out, just like who has the money for it, but like it exists. So I'm like curious the first time I see it. But actually, I'm gonna agree with you there. 'Cause in my Reformers Pilates challenge, I said that. I always used to say Reformer is crazy expensive, and don't get me wrong, it is. But suddenly I realized it's not like berries, where you're one person of 50 in a class and you're paying $35. It's like for at least the one I go to is $50, which is crazy, but it's like there's 3 people in the class and it's so hands-on that I'm like, I wouldn't compare it to a group class. I compare it to a personal training session, which is usually like $100 to $200. So like that's where the magic in it really is, I feel, is having that hands-on. And yeah, I guess I'm curious to see, maybe the technology has that though. Maybe UME has sensors or something that tells you.
I don't know how. Like, but that would be really interesting if it did. Yeah.
I tried on the Vision Pro and now I'm convinced.
Oh, did you like that?
It's crazy. That now I'm like, we live in the future. So right now I'm like, yeah, there's probably the technology that it sinks in and tells us everything. I still don't see the point. I would still never buy one, but it makes me like excited for like 5 years when I don't think the girls will like it. Like the whole time I was like, this is going to ruin my makeup. I'm going to have like goggle like things on my eyes after I take it off. It's going to wreck my hair a little bit. So it is a crazy experience, but I'm like, I'll wait till they're cute little sunglasses in like 5 years before I buy one.
You kill me. Not the girliest thing, but practical, because we definitely think about that.
It's all been about the boys. Every YouTube video, boy, 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 boy. I'm telling the girls, it ruins your makeup to your hair and you have weird sock eyes after, and nobody wants that. Nobody
Preach,
wants
sister
that.
friend. Nobody wants that.
Save your money.
It's so interesting. Like, Michael's a big tech guy. Loves his tech. Oh my God, he just got an iPad and he's like a little kid. And always buys the coolest, best thing. Those he was like, I don't see the point. Like, he was like, I don't see it. And I'm like, if Michael, who literally right now, he's like going to buy an oxygen mask that like you exercise 5 minutes a day. Like, he's so into tech, longevity. He'll live forever. And like that, he's like, no. I'm like, oh, noted. And like, I'll never buy any of this. It's always his money if he buys it. And I just get to see it all. But fascinating. Even like the Peloton. I don't even use that. Like, I feel like I go through waves. All of us do this. We go through waves of loving something. Then we burn ourselves out. And then you don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch the Peloton. I don't want to hear Allie love or whatever. Like, love them. But I'm tired of it.
Yeah. I'm tired, Grandpa.
I'm tired. You're tired, Grandpa.
I've only found one use case for the Vision Pro. And this, I was like, tempting, but I'm part of the 0.001% this would be useful for, and I still won't. Editing a YouTube video on an airplane, because it's so embarrassing. And every time the cute old lady goes, oh, what'd you do? And I gotta explain, and then I'm stuck and it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing. So if I could like blank out my screen so no one could see what I'm editing, and I still won't justify it. So here's me saying you don't need it. Hear me de-influencing. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it.
That's funny. Also, this is random, but it reminds me of people looking over your shoulder. I swear today, this girl was taking videos of me. I don't know why.
Do you know why?
No, I don't know why.
She could be a fan.
I don't know. Then say hi, please. Say hi. It was like I was on the Stairmaster. She's right next to me, and she's casually flashing her phone at me. And I'm like, I kind of noticed it. Like usually I don't notice what people do on their phones, but it's like obviously getting something of me. I was like, that's kind of weird. And then I'm like, oh no, is like something embarrassing on me? I was just like, I text Michael. He's at the gym. I'm like, this girl I think is taking videos of me. He jokes. He's like, she probably knows it's Bentley's mom. I'm like, God damn it, the dog girl. But
could be actually.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I was like looking at her, like smiling at her, like, hi, how are you? And it was so strange. It happened twice that she was taking these pictures. And she had like a black cover, you know, the kind that you can't see, you can't peek. Like it's like they can only see if they're looking front on. So I couldn't tell. But then like she would immediately look at her phone. And it was so strange. And I'm like, just please say hi instead. Like, or just tell me what it is. Because then I'm starting to get self-conscious. And then I like go, I was super sweaty. I was listening to Reputation like on the Stairmaster. So I was like going ham. I get like a little cloth to wipe down. And I look over, I'm watching her. She's looking at my phone. Looking at what I was doing. I don't know. Mystery girl.
Here's my thought. Once, honestly, she could be a fan. She could be a Bentley fan. And she's like, is this who this girl is? She could take a photo, sent it. Or I've done this. I'm going to confess.
What?
This should be my confession session right here. I've taken photos of random girls walking down the street because their outfit is so cute and I want to recreate it and I don't know what to do and they're like passing away and I don't want to go up to this girl like, hey, your outfit's really cute. Can I take a photo so I remember? Like there's this one girl and it lives rent free in my head. She had this outfit. It was like this button up, this pleated skirt, these loafers. And I was like, I am recreating that outfit. And she was so far away. And so I zoomed in and took a photo and then wrote it, and I was like, I'm sorry, it was the cutest thing I've ever seen and I need to recreate. And so I'm guilty. I've been that girl. So maybe she just really liked your gym outfit and she couldn't tell what brand it is because she didn't recognize it. So she was zooming in and be like, and she could have been looking, because I know I've done that. Me and all my girlfriends done that. And you send it to your girlfriends. You're like, do you guys know what brand this is? So
that makes me feel better.
That's if I had to bet.
Something was weird. Like I got super self-conscious. Of being like, fit. I don't know. It was actually quite basic, but I'll take that narrative. And next time I see her, I think I will be like, hi, what is your name? Because I have never, ever felt that way where I was like, I think this girl's videoing me. And like just the way she did it was just so not sly that I was like, okay. And then her looking over at my phone, I was like, oh, you are watching me.
That's weird. The phone look is odd.
Sus. I mean, if she looked, it was on Reputation. So, great song or a great album.
She could just be obsessed. She's like, this girl, I want to be this girl. What's she listening to? What's she wearing? I want to be her. So, you know,
I'll take it then like, this girl looks weird or she looks tired or I have no idea. No. You know, when your brain is like, oh, this is kind of strange. And also I've met people, I'll be like, oh, hi, how are you? And they're like, oh, I've seen your stuff. That's super fun. But also I'm not somebody to go up to somebody. I get way too nervous. So could be that too. But true. I'll take that over the whole time. I was like, Michael, I was like, is there something wrong? Like, is there something weird on me? He's like, no. I was like, okay. But
cute fit.
Yeah.
Cute fit.
I'll take the cute fit. All right. Okay. What are we getting into next?
Well, now I just had my confession session. So we might as well read off some of our audience's confession sessions. And I asked this week for some unhinged gym moments. So this was the first one. The instructor made me a playlist for me, knowing I had a BF of 3 years. So I think, like, imagine like your instructor comes up to you after class, fully well I know your boyfriend, like, oh, I made this playlist for you. Like, it's so intimate. A playlist?
Slay.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you have to think of like, these songs made me think of you. I was like, that's intimate, in my opinion.
I need to know more. I would love if she could write in, like, what was on the playlist?
Oh, yes. Was it all love? Like, was it just bangers? Like, if it was all just Zed and like Tiesto and just like bangers, it's like, okay, it could just be someone that likes playlists. Or what would happen if it was love story? You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, wait. I have the funniest confession session of mine.
Please.
Of when I was a kid. So this back in MySpace days. This guy that I went to school with, he like had a crush on me. I'm not gonna. nobody, he's not going to listen to this. His name was Jose. Okay.
Mhm.
He put on Enrique Iglesias on my Facebook or MySpace wall. Do you know what it feels like loving someone? Do you know what song I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And it's like, they
100%.
don't love him back.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm like middle school. And I was like, and I think I commented like, what is this? And like, it was up for a couple hours and people were like roasting him in it.
Mhm.
He deleted it. But like, I'll never forget that. And I'll never forget that when I hear that song of Enrique Iglesias.
It was a simpler time. Do you know what I mean? When like those little crushes, you'd send a song and it was like, oh, it means so much.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. But great. So I'd love to know, let us know what's on your playlist. Because that's funny. Slay girl.
I need to know.
Please. I've never had a boy make a playlist. That's pretty fancy. Or girl. Don't actually know what it was. Instructor.
Oh. I know. Details. I guess details.
Slay. Okay, should I read the next one?
Confession? Yes, please.
Okay. Accidental fart that smelled so bad. Thankfully, it was silent. Is this in the gym?
Yeah. Oh, that's... sometimes they sneak out on you. Oh, I
love fart jokes. Like, I just think they're so funny. Like, there's anytime there's a joke, like maybe watching TV with Michael, and he like doesn't think farts are funny. Like, he thinks it's gross, and he'll look over at me, and I'm like, tears are streaming down my face. I'm laughing so hard over like the stupidest fart joke. So I love it. Good thing it was silent for you, girl.
You know what? I heard somewhere that if you hold in a fart, it comes out the other way. It goes up and bubbles and gives you bad breath. So you know what?
Ew.
Better that than bad breath and making out with someone. That could be fake news. That's what I read or heard on a podcast or something last week. And I was like, so don't hold in your farts. Let it rip.
Think about like all the times you're probably gassy before going to like meet up with someone, you know? Mm-hmm. That never happened to you? Okay, cool, never mind.
Like, it definitely has. But like, no, I can't think of like a date. Like, definitely when I'm just going out with my girlfriends, I'm like, ooh, got a sore stomach. Or like Meg's now, but like, you know, he's seen me in all conditions. But I can't think of like a first date where I've had that. I've thrown up on a man's phone, so I'm not, you know, shameless, but
I distinctively remember I was like, this is a boyfriend I had, and it was like one of our very first dates, and he was like, oh, come over, watch a movie or whatever. Stomach wasn't feeling too hot, and this girl, I'll never forget her. I'll never even forget where it was. I'm like panicking. I'm like, what do I do? Like, I can't go. And she's like, I have gas X. I'm like, what is that? Save the day.
Hi. Okay. Good to know.
The girlies that get it. We can't all be Keltie.
No, I do not fart. Let's just say Megs would have a good laugh. But I just can't remember like a single date. You know what I mean? Right. I've had my shares, but I don't know. I've also it's been a long time since I've dated someone that wasn't Meg, so maybe I'm just buried that memory down deep, no pun intended.
I mean, I've been with Michael 8 years. I still remember these. What's your excuse?
I don't know. Trauma.
But you know what? I find farts funny. So that's the difference.
I was like, I'm trying to think. I will.
It's okay. We can't all be perfect. It's fine.
I know. I'm just so perfect.
You're just so perfect. In your perfect little apartment, in your perfect hair, in your perfect hat. What is that from?
It's Aloe. It's
no. What is that quote? Where it's like, you're so perfect and you're perfect, blah, blah, blah. You're perfect.
Oh, I don't.
Bridesmaids? I want to say.
That sounds like a bridesmaid. I thought you were genuinely asking where my toque was from. I was like, are you blind? For those listening, it's just a big aloe across my forehead. I'm like, I'm worried about you.
It's a beanie.
Beanie.
God damn it.
Toque. Us Canadians, we have to survive in the cold. We get to name this one. And I will
That's actually
hold
very
that
fair.
to my,
you guys are like
sorry, America,
north of the wall.
You don't have to wear it. You guys don't have to wear it. We have to for survival, so we get to pick the name.
That's true. I'm sweating in a tank top right now.
Can't relate.
Living the life. All right, well, with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in and listening to another episode of Hitting the Bars. Don't forget to leave a review. Hopefully it's 5-star. Write a review. It's been a hot minute. Sometimes we read them if they're fun, but there hasn't been any. And yeah, check out our Instagram.
Bye.